All right, welcome back to One Bills Live. Chris Brown, Steve Tasker with you here on a Tuesday. Bills out on the practice field, and one person that was taking in practice a short time ago joins us in studio now, the number 1 American-ranked player in the world, number 3 in world rankings, and I think this goes by the board a little too often, Jess, number 6 in doubles. So congrats on those, and getting ready for U.S. Open coming up here, right?
Yeah, leaving tonight to go to New York City, and I'll start playing next week, by next Monday.
Yeah, you said you were doing you weren't hitting the ball. Too much. You were doing some gym work and stuff, and I was asking you, how do you lay low just before the Open so you can get fresh, or it sounds like you work out right up until the end.
I feel like I was laying low until today.
Oh, okay, right.
But
Trainer was pushing you, huh?
But yeah, I usually get a lot of gym work in because usually you're playing so much, it's hard to I don't know, get a good workout in. Like everything is usually a lot of maintenance work because you're playing and you have to be ready to play your match. You're not really focused on like gaining stuff in the gym. So when I do have a couple days, especially when I'm up here, I usually take a few days off from tennis.
I didn't realize your schedule must be like the football with us, everything's a routine. Like one week is like another. You're like all over the map, right?
A little open-ended, yeah.
It's there's a lot of where you don't know really what's happening, whether it's who you play, when you play, what time you play, which week you're going to play, travel, like nothing is set. So that's just one of the things in tennis. You got to be very adaptable.
Wow.
Okay, so we've got some people following you around, the Netflix people.
Yes.
I have to tell you up front that my mom, who's a huge tennis fan, is a big fan of the Breakpoint show.
Oh, nice.
She was glued to the first season of that. So you're going to be part of season 2, or are we up to season 3? What are we up to?
I think it's season 2, right?
Okay, yeah.
I think season 1 was 2 parts.
Yes, I think that's right.
They're nodding.
Are they nodding?
Claire, you come out, show people. Come on out. Come on out.
We got a full crew here.
Andrew, you can drop the mic in, Andrew.
So they're
drop the mic in so everybody can see.
Here we go.
We've got this other.
They're following Jess
production
around because she's going to be on season 2 of Breakpoint. But yeah, my mom was glued to the series last season. Really liked it. She's a big Rafa fan, so she's kind of coming to grips with the fact that he's in the twilight of his career.
For all of us.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Roger Federer exit stage left
So
recently,
sad.
And now Rafa's probably getting close to that point now too. So yeah, she's trying to find a new favorite on the men's side, and she likes watching the women. She's a dyed-in-the-wool Chris Evert fan from back in the day.
Gotcha.
But yeah, she's glued to the women's side as well. So she lives down in Charleston, and she has seen you play down there what's the name of the Charleston tournament?
It's now the Credit One Open.
That's right.
But it was Volvo Open.
So she has seen you play there and got a big kick out of the fact that you're tied obviously to the Bills and everything.
Yeah.
So she had a blast watching you play.
When do you head to New York?
Tonight.
You're going tonight?
Yeah. 7 p.m. flight.
So tell us, what is the run-up like to a tournament? Because you got to find, I imagine you want to find court time. Do they do it right at the Arthur Ashe Tennis Center where they provide court time for you there? You don't have to go find it on your own.
No, yeah, they provide practice courts, all the match courts. So usually, like for me, since I know I'm higher ranked, I'm American, I might be playing on, probably the bigger courts. So usually try and find a day or two where you can hit on some of the big stadium courts. A lot of times they play different than the practice courts or the outside courts, which is very different. Usually stadium courts always tend to play a little slower. And it's just different dimensions. You're playing in a stadium, the court's much bigger. Yeah. So that's always something different than the outside courts. But yeah, they provide...
The court being outside the lines is bigger and more... Right?
Yeah, not the actual court dimension. That
right.
doesn't change, but the space behind the baseline and on the sides is much bigger than other courts. So it's just like getting used to stuff like that, but they provide practice court times for us, and we try to get a schedule and book stuff in. And then leading up to a slam, though, there's always a lot more off-the-court stuff you have to do, especially being an American for the U.S. Open.
I told you, I was talking to you briefly at practice that you and Coco are going to play doubles.
Yeah,
that'll start a couple days after. Do you guys? How often do you guys get to hit together? I mean, that's got to be rare, right?
No, actually, we warm up together. Well, it depends. Usually we always practice, I feel like, at least once at a tournament. And she actually lives pretty close to me in Florida as well, so we've hit sometimes at home, which is nice. But usually, if we're still in singles and we have a doubles match, we'll warm up together. So, like, we'll warm up for doubles matches together. So that sometimes we actually will warm up quite a bit if we're still in doubles, warming up together, like the day of the doubles match.
I got you.
But it just kind of depends. It depends on the tournament, our schedules. If we're playing at similar times, if we're not, then we're kind of not practicing together.
We were talking to your dad out at training camp, and you came up, and we were talking about tournaments and everything. And I was asking him. I said, "Does Jess have a favorite surface?" And he reminded us that you kind of grew up on clay. You grew up on a lot of clay court play, but has that changed? Do you prefer one surface? Like, I really feel like I play my best or my most consistent on this surface.
I would say hard court.
Okay. Well, that's good for the one coming up.
Yeah, I think most Americans tend to, because there's more hard courts in the U.S. European, there's a lot of the red clay, so they tend to be usually better on the red clay. But I think I like the true bounce. I like that on clay or grass, you could get a bad bounce, and it drives me, drives you nuts.
It might skip.
And it's bad luck, and you're on a big point. It's like you're just cussing out like the court. But the hard court, it's a true bounce every time, and so I think that's why I always like it, because I feel like there's no other variables that can mess you up.
So,
but I like everything.
Yeah. Give us your synopsis of the Buffalo Bills preseason so far. What are you thinking?
Well, I didn't watch the first game, which was the one we won.
You missed. You caught the wrong one. I should have that.
Yes. But I was the finals in Montreal, so it was okay.
I know, we did, yes.
So it was
Congratulations.
It was a good thing to have.
Yeah.
No, but the second match I didn't, or the second match, I'm getting my sports confused. Second game, I watched a little bit, but it wasn't going very well, so I kind of stopped watching.
You left.
I didn't go.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there. I was just
but you left the room and just turned the TV
Yeah,
off.
I was at a restaurant eating, and I was like, well, this isn't really going well, so I guess I'll just go to my movie.
Brownie and I wanted to leave too, but we were both working.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of recap to give you.
Yeah. What did you think of practice today, though?
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't seen many practices. I went to training camp a few years ago, I think. I'm never here.
Isn't it right in the heart of your season? I mean,
exactly. I never really get any time, so it's actually been fun to go out. I'm assuming they were blasting music for the crowd noise, or not? It wasn't music.
They
it was
do it
just
all
like
the time.
Yes. When
like
they're
I've
going
never
for
even
a
seen
road
them do
game
that.
especially.
But I was assuming it was for crowd noise. I saw someone look like they got in trouble and did a lap. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I was trying to figure out what was going on. It was funny. He looked really sad.
Okay.
Like, jogging along, ran across, ran back. I don't know. He must have gotten in trouble.
Yes, for jumping off sides or something.
Yeah, he messed up. So it was just, it's cool just to see the different elements. And then my brother obviously has been doing some stuff with the scouting department. So he was showing me the card, the periods, the times. Like, I don't even know.
We see
any
Matt
of that
all the
stuff.
time. Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah. So it's great. He was telling me, okay, well, here's the card. Here's all the players. Here's the period. Here's what they're doing each, the times.
Yeah.
So I've never even got to see that. So it's been really fun.
Yeah. And then, with your season, what can I don't know how much these good people at Netflix have told you, but when are they going to stop following you? Is it does it go all the way through to the end of the season?
I'm sure they would follow me for as long as I told them to. Usually they're like, when are you okay?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you followed me enough.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
And
Claire, how long are you going to follow her?
24/7. Okay.
Okay,
And then
good
do
luck
you
with
know
that.
when season 2 is going to be released?
Is it beginning of next year, like this year they did in Australia?
Beginning of next year. Okay.
So you give yourself a stretch of time between.
Well, they need editing time.
Yeah,
That's what
I
these
get it.
people.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're following her and
A lot of
probably
other
a couple
people,
other
yeah.
people, 24/7. There's a lot that's got to get on edited and
It's been
stuff.
fun, but I love watching all the other stuff they do, the F1,
Right. Yeah.
the full swing.
Yes.
So it's been cool to watch all that, and then hopefully my episode turns out pretty well. But I
Yeah.
love watching Breakpoint and seeing all the players. It was kind of different because I know all of them, so you're like,
Right.
It's a different because it's your field. Like
Right.
I honestly was more into the other sports because I know nothing about them. So
Yeah.
it was cool, like to see though the different side, and then obviously go through the actual filming process.
That was going to be my next question, because the filming process, I mean, you're used to being in front of a camera, you're used to being on sets and getting interviewed and all of those things, being in the public eye. Is this still a little
It's
different,
weird,
though?
Yeah,
It's a little different, right?
Definitely different. But I think I've gotten more comfortable, especially as I've gotten to know them as well. Once you kind of know the people that you're with, you can talk to them, figure out what they're also doing, how their job is, what their day was like. It's more exciting like that. It makes you, I think, a little bit more comfortable. But it's definitely a different, having this guy just
So are they
here all the
Are they
time.
sitting next to you on the plane tonight going to New York? For the
No,
Open?
actually, I think we're on separate flights.
Little getaway time.
There you go. All right.
Well,
no,
listen.
but they're not too bad. They're good.
Listen, best of luck in the U.S. Open. We
Thank
will be
you.
watching both singles and doubles, right?
Yes.
You're doing both. So, okay. And do you know when seedings come out? Like, are they out already? Or?
I mean, I think it'll be my actual ranking, so I should be
okay.
3 or 4 unless it
Yeah.
changed. I don't rankings change on Monday.
Forgive me for not knowing
So I
how
don't
that
know.
works. So,
I don't really even know how it works. I don't know. I just show up.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck to you in
draw,
singles.
whatever it is.
Good luck to you in
There's a
singles
good
and
life
doubles.
lesson there. Just show up.
Show up and try to win. It doesn't really matter anyways.
Good luck to you in
great.
singles and
Thank
doubles.
you.
We
Yes.
will be watching because we're always down here at One Bills Drive rooting for you. So know you have a cheering section here in Orchard Park.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
That's Jess Pegula joining us here on One Bills Live.